Chad, I think we're good, bro. I think we're actually solid. Should I turn the flash on? Or does that make us look a little chopped? A little choppy chopped. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, now we're gonna go to YouTube. I think we're gonna go watch the seriously scary horror movies. Are we live? Oh my goodness, we are live right now. Okay, so here's my thing though. Can I hear myself? I gotta be honest. I have no idea if I have this set up correctly or not right now. But we're gonna hope. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. Alright, chat, I have no idea if this is working good or not. I'm still getting used to this whole streaming thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch my account to like my regular account, go to the live, and then see how it sounds. Doesn't sound horrible. I think it sounds good. Chat. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? Type in chat, y'all. What are we thinking? Welcome in to the live. I haven't advertised this live at all because, again, I have no idea how it's going to go. But I do know we're going to be watching some scary videos. Oh, here's some channel analytics for y'all. Hopefully this works, bro. Okay, wait, I don't want channel analytics. Hopefully, okay, so the goal that I want is I can hear the video in my headphones and y'all can hear me and also hear the video. But I guess we're about to see. Okay, first one I want to watch was this. Seriously scary horror movies.
The data. There's too much of it.
That's okay. SaaSVia builds models and makes decisions, so you don't have.
The month is October, and it's filled with many things. The month is October.
Let's go. Okay, I can hear both of them. Let's freaking go, chat. We got to set up. We just needed a mic. Alright, y'all. Now I'm gonna advertise that we're going live. I'm gonna put my silly hat on that I bought specifically for going live. Even though now I got headphones. Not sure how this is gonna look. Got our spinny hat on. Okay, my legs are showing a little bit too much. Not comfortable with that. My legs are still showing, chat. I gotta put like a blanket. Gotta put a conveniently placed blanket here. And if it's quite alright, I didn't even look at the sound that came with it. I didn't even look at the sound, y'all. Oh, that's kind of good, actually. Alright, we're good. Let's go, bro. Alright, we're going. We're rolling. I'm going forward. Welcome in, chat. Okay, let's get started. This is the title of this video. What are we looking at here? Seriously scary horror movies. Okay. The reason off rip why I picked this video is because the first two movies that are in the caption are in my top 3 scariest movies. It's from Sinister and Smile. Automatically, those are my top 3 scariest movies of all time. So, let's get into the video.
Leaves falling, pumpkin patches, pumpkin spice, pumpkin carvings. Man, I never really realized how full of pumpkins the month of October is. However,
Pumpkin!
as you know, October's highlight is always fear. And there's no better way mankind could celebrate that than horror movies. Over the years, horror movies have come...
Y'all, that jump scare from Insidious scared the crap out of me the first time I watched it, bro. I think it's the first Insidious movie. Me and Leo were watching it together. Shout out Leo, bro. That one where, like, the demon with the red face is behind her shoulder. I pissed my pants a little bit on that one. I'm gonna be so real. I peed a little bit in that jump scare.
in all shapes and sizes. Goofy, gory, thrilling. But the ones I'll be talking about today are the ones that were meant for Halloween. Y'all saw the title, Seriously Scary Horror Movies. The type of horror movies that even to this day make you poop your pants in fear. If you're on a date, do not take them to go see this one because even you will be hiding behind that pillow right behind them. You think I'm gonna protect you from that? Man, fuck no. Without further ado, let's go.
That was a very long intro. Let me type in the chat. What should I say? Welcome to the live chat. Alright, we commented. Alright, let's go. We're locked back in. Smile.
The two things you never want to see in horror movies is creepy ass kids and motherfucker smiling. In Smile,
I gotta get rid of captions. I'm sorry, y'all. This is bothering me. Last thing I'm doing, and then we're watching the video. We're watching the video. All right, let's go.
we see Dr. Rose Cotter, and she's a psychiatrist who's trying to understand this girl, Laura. And you know, Laura wants to spend $500 to take the easy way out. She explains it's because she's being haunted by people who are constantly smiling, like disturbingly smiling at her. Also, it seems like the smile people are rage baiting Laura, saying that she's out of time and she's about to die. Obviously, Dr. Cotter doesn't believe her, considering Laura is a suicidal patient and Rose is a psychiatrist after all, but Laura doesn't take that too well. Fortunately,
I freaking hated that scene, bro. I peed my pants that scene.
during their talk, it seems Laura has calmed down. Unfortunately, it is not because Dr. Rose is good at her job. Laura begins to slash her face and boom! Dr. Rose is now seeing the same smiling people.
Sarah has to live with the demon now. And then she ended up killing that dude's cat. That poor dude. And then she gave it to her, was that her nephew? She gave her nephew like a dead cat, bro. Top 3 scariest movies. Obsession's got to be number 1. Smile is probably 2nd, and Insidious is probably 3rd. Smile and not Insidious, I mean Sinister. Smile and Sinister are like a toss-up in my opinion. But bro, two of the 3 like top scariest movies for me have a dead cat involved. So if I get into a movie and there's a dead cat, I know it's about to be a freaking scary movie.
The first 10 minutes. Watching people murk themselves right in front of me and then give me a timeline to ice someone else out or I have to myself, I just can't do that. It gets revealed throughout the story that the curse feeds on trauma, and the way they figure this out is because Dr. Rose teams up with her ex-husband, the detective. I remember A-Train was in this movie, but I don't really remember what he does. But if A-Train is getting belt to ass by this curse, what makes you think that I wouldn't? One of the scariest parts of this whole thing is that Dr. Rose doesn't even beat the curse. She actually ends up setting herself on.
Of course she doesn't beat the curse, bro. If I got the smile curse, I'm slamming somebody out, bro. I'm not living with that. I could not live with that. Or I would do it isolated. I would make the hero play chat. Just take care of yourself in an isolated so where no one can see you and take the curse out with you.
Fire right in front of the detective, continuing the curse. But that's not even the scariest part of this whole movie. You want to know what is? I have to call my ex? Yeah, man, fuck that. 9 out of 10 would yell again.
And then you just tell her how much you hate her.
This movie actually scarred me for life. I'm not gonna lie. This woman, Jessie, and this dude, Gerald, are married. And when
Gerald's Game? Have y'all ever heard of this movie?
it comes to getting freaky in the sheets,
Freaking the sheets.
they're lacking. So to try to rekindle their spark in their relationship, they decide to venture to an isolated lake house.
Never a good idea. Never go to a lake house unless you're with 9 of your homies. If you know, you know. Video's dropping soon.
I'm talking handcuffs. I'm
Okay.
talking dirty talk. I'm talking the whole 9 yards. But over the course of this, Jessie is like, hey.
Get your stinking ass off of me.
This causes Gerald and Jessie to get into yet another heated argument. But it even gets worse because this argument causes Gerald to die right in front of Jessie, who is stuck in the handcuffs. No key, no food, no water, completely alone. It only gets
Okay, y'all. You're telling me she's in handcuffs? Like they're in the freaky handcuffs and then he just dies? And now she's stuck there with a dead guy and she's in handcuffs. Why would you start arguing if you're already in handcuffs, bro? Oh my gosh. Okay. Guys, for research purposes, I might have to watch this movie just to like see what they're talking about.
worse as a stray dog starts feasting on Gerald's body right in front of her. But it's not over because, of course, she starts to hallucinate her dead husband, who actually just starts rage baiting her from the afterlife. Alongside her rage-baiting dead husband, we see all of the awful things that have happened to Jessie in her life. But that's not the worst of it, because as nightfall approaches, I'm just gonna let you guys watch this one.
Hell no! Bro, sleep with weapons by your bed, chat. What are we doing? Holy crap. Hell to no! If I get, what is that? I'm pausing it so I don't get jump scared. I don't know what this is. Alright, it's Tony Stark, we're chill.
What the fuck was that, bro? Seeing that pumps Jessie into overdrive, and she ends up slicing and dicing her own wrist to get out of those cuffs. Later at the end of the movie, it's revealed that that lanky, bald, slender man-looking motherfucker was not a hallucination, and it was actually a real serial killer standing in the room with her.
Great half.
Okay, bro. Alright, we got a freaking ad. Sorry about this.
Use the Active Cash Visa credit card from Wells Fargo.
She's right.
10 out of 10 would scream again.
Okay, bro, what? It was a real... Okay, so the dog... I don't understand the plot of that movie at all, but I do love this movie. I don't love it, but it scares the crap out of me. Sinister. Chat, holy crap. This movie, I think the first time I watched it was like... This is one of the first horror movies that I watched, and I realized, like, I was not built for this stuff, bro. Like, this movie is genuinely terrifying. Oh, I can zoom in. Is this fire? One sec. What's like the perfect zoom? Like right there, maybe? Then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise y'all up a little bit. Then we're going to zoom in. Yep. Watch this. Good columns. About right. Like right there. Check it out. I'm live. That's like perfect. I'm not going to lie. Let's go. Why are y'all being quiet in the chat? Can y'all hear me? Quiet. There, zoom in. I just zoom in. Come there. Live. Quiet. Okay, it was I don't love her. First time first. There, zoom in. I just zoom in. Come there. Is that what the live sounds like, bruh? Alright, how is it now? Alright, it sounds better now. I think. Alright, it sounds better now. Yeah, we're chilling. I think. We are chilling, chat. Alright.
Now, I said earlier that creepy-ass kids and smiling demons are the two things you do not want to see in a horror movie. Well, since Smile did the second one, obviously Sinister does the first, and it does it well. Ethan Hawkeye is a true crime one-hit wonder writer in this movie.
Doctor Strange, by the way, absolute freaking GOAT, dude. I love this actor.
And he's looking for his next big break. So obviously, this dude moves into the house of a family that was murdered back in the day, and he does not tell his family this information. Classic dumbass decision, but I digress. Sinister starts off pretty tame in the beginning, just some odd noises and maybe some stuff in the background. However, it all changes when Ethan Hawke discovers a box in the attic full of tapes. These tapes are old.
These are some of the freakiest tapes I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. These tapes are actually so scary. The lawnmower tape or the pool tape, holy crap.
Home movies with innocent names like Family Hanging Out or Barbecue 79. Now let me tell you something. These shits are not family friendly. About halfway through all of them bitches, it changes into raw footage of the whole fam getting clipped and shit. Getting hung, burning alive, drowning, and the absolute worst of them all.
The mower, yep. The mower scene, what did I tell y'all? The scariest freaking scene in all of horror, possibly.
This jump scare is one of the only jump scares to truly get me in my years of watching horror movies. When I tell you I was this close to the screen, it caught me so off guard the first time watching it. After watching the tapes, everything starts to go downhill pretty quick, man. The son starts having night terrors. The daughter starts painting disturbing images on.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. If my, child started writing stuff like this on the wall, what do you do, bro? Me personally, I don't mess with horror stuff at all. If my kids started writing freaky, scary drawings on stuff, I'm dipping, bro. Well, okay, I'm not dipping, but, I'm smacking them out of it, or I'm taking them to, I don't know. I'm getting them out of my house, though. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, it's okay, just go back to bed. I'm gonna be like, you saw what in your closet, bro? No, we're out of here, and you're not coming with. Well, okay. I'm not just gonna leave, and that'll probably make things worse, and then you come back to haunt me and whatnot. But bro, I'm not just gonna be like all of these other horror parents that are just like, oh yeah, no, just go back to bed, bro. Yeah, you're fine, man. You're completely fine, actually. Just go back to bed. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. No, I'm getting you help immediately, or I'm leaving.
The wall, and an occult expert tells them that they are being hunted by a pagan deity named Bagul. So Ethan Hawke decides to cut his losses, say fuck this book, and GTFO from.
This was a good move. The fire is a good move. Sorry, chat. I'm texting the wife.
That house. Unfortunately, that's exactly what Bagul wants him to do. It's a little too late, and in a twist, it reveals that Bagul possesses the youngest of the family to kill everyone like the other kids from the evil tapes. 8 out of 10 would shriek again.
Hereditary is also an extremely scary movie, chat. I didn't really understand the plot, but bro, what they did to little sister wrong. Horribly wrong.
Now, Price Chopper offers even more ways to save than ever. Get your savings your way by email, text message, or in the My...
Hereditary isn't a movie that you will go into to be jump scared or anything like that. Well, maybe sometimes. But it's a different type of fear when watching this one. One that is arguably more scary than quick scares you'll get from other horror films. We start with Grandmama's death. The whole family takes it in a different way. Her daughter, Annie, is a little bit suspicious. Her granddaughter, Charlie, takes it pretty hard. And Peter and Steve, they don't really give a fuck.
We do not care.
Anyway.
And you guys will see for obvious reasons that it doesn't work out.
Straight away to what he came there to do. And Charlie, who's a pretty shy and awkward kid, kind of just stands around, I guess. Until she spots some delicious looking cake.
Yeah, and she's freaking allergic to cake. This is kind of on her, I'm not gonna lie.
And like most of us would do, she grabs a slice of that cake. But Lady Luck is just not on this family's side because the cake contains nuts, which Charlie is severely allergic to.
Think, bro. Think. You're allergic to one thing, bro. I hate people with a peanut allergy. I I don't hate people with a peanut allergy, but that's so sorry, bro. Like, come on. And, like, if you're going to have a peanut allergy, don't ruin everybody else's time with your peanut butter allergy. Like, don't be like, oh, bro, we can't go to this party. There's going to be peanut butter sandwiches there. Or there's going to be peanut butter sheet cake. Like this girl's kind of killing the vibe by not even asking what's in the cake. Like, if I was allergic to one thing, all I would do is I would be nonchalant about it, and I would also just ask people what was in the stuff that I was about to eat, and I'll just freaking eat it like a dummy.
In a panic, Peter rushes his sister to the hospital while she's fighting for her life in the backseat. And in an attempt to get some of that juicy oxygen, Charlie sticks her head out of the window of the car.
Big mistake, Morty.
And, telephone pole.
Yeah, damn.
Still, to this day, one of the craziest turning points in any movie I've ever
I did not think at all that she was going to get decapitated.
watched. If everything wasn't already going downhill, it does now. Peter and Annie absolutely hate each other. The father,
Her mom scares me, bro.
Steve, is trying his best to not have his family fall apart, and Annie decides to do a little bit of digging into her mother's history. Finally, we discover a secret plan to transfer one of the 8 Kings of Hell, Paimon, into a human vessel. Peter hauls his ass into the attic to get away from his mom, but this ends up being the final domino. And the rest of the cult members are waiting for him. Peter tries to escape by jumping out of the window, but it's just too late. Peter gets possessed, and the movie ends with the cult celebrating the return of this dude. 11 out of 10. I'm scared. I hope you enjoyed the
I didn't understand that plot, to be honest.
video. Let me know in the comments what horror movies you find genuinely scary and what else you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Not bad. Not bad. Let's go to the watch. Let's go to the old watch later playlist. Dun, dun, dun. I haven't even looked at chat. Is there anybody even in the chat? Hopefully. You're my favorite YouTuber. Yo, Callan, what's up, bro? Welcome to the chat. Thank you, bro. Dude, I didn't. Okay, Callan, how does my microphone sound, bro? Is it decent or nah? Okay, watch. We're gonna watch later. I can take this off because I already watched it. The best horror movie. I could listen to Obsession. I'd watch that movie and it was terrifying. Movie monsters you definitely cannot survive. Alright, let's go. Let's go. I bet I could survive way
Breaking
more
news.
than they say I
Amendment
can.
4 ends majority rule in Missouri. With Amendment 4, a measure would need to win all 8 congressional districts to pass. So just 5% of voters could veto what most Missourians want. Vote no on Amendment 4.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey.
To destroy you. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at movie monsters.
Alright, gotta start from the beginning here. Chat, I think it's just me and Callan in here. But Callan, how's the stream right now? Like with the audio and everything. Can you hear me clearly?
Horror movies have introduced some of the most terrifying monsters ever.
Colton, was your favorite basketball game with the Baldwin Bulldog team? I would say it's a toss-up between Bonner Springs and freaking obviously the championship. But Bonner Springs was so fun, dude. That was such a fun game. Ooh, I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. I need you by my side. I don't even think those are the words. We're gonna get back into the video though. Callan, you still didn't tell me about the mic. Is the mic sounding better than it normally does? Because this is my first time wearing headphones on stream. I need your insight, bro.
Imagined. Creatures so powerful, relentless, or unnatural that surviving an encounter with them would be almost impossible. Some hunt for sport, some can't be killed, and others don't even need to touch you to destroy you. In this video,
Chat, nothing is impossible to survive. Wait a minute. Did I word that right? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, I think. It's the will to survive. That's all you need. That's all I have, is the will to survive.
We'll be taking a closer look at movie monsters you realistically cannot survive, breaking down how they hunt.
I hate Smile, bro. I hate freaking Smile Monster. But I would still survive because I would just slime someone out.
What makes them so deadly, and whether there's any possible way to escape once they've targeted you. From unstoppable monsters and cosmic entities, to creatures that attack psychologically, physically, or sometimes both. These are monsters you do not
Oh, and the Ritual Monster. This guy was scary as well. I could take him out, though.
Want to encounter. So with that being said, buckle up, because tonight we're looking at movie monsters you definitely cannot survive.
This is going to be more of a challenge than like a video to watch. Subject 1.
Clover, the massive creature from the movie Cloverfield, is one of the most catastrophic movie monsters ever shown on screen. Not just because of its size, but because surviving it becomes nearly impossible no matter where you are. Unlike many creatures that hunt individuals, Clover functions more like a living natural disaster, tearing through entire city blocks while causing mass panic, military collapse, and thousands of deaths within only a few hours. The creature itself is an enormous deep-sea organism, estimated to stand between 240 and 300 feet tall while moving on all fours, with an even greater height when standing upright. Its pale gray skin, long limbs, massive tail, and horrifying fish-like face make it look completely—
Is it dropping smaller versions of itself on the ground? That's horrifying, bro. I would hate that. Holy crap, that's actually— okay, that's terrifying. I was gonna start hating on him because, like, anything big, I feel like you can survive fairly easily, solely because of, like, you can just hide, and, like, humans are, like, more intelligent theoretically. But if it's got, like, smaller, like, they kind of look like Demodogs, if you know Stranger Things, like, crawling around under it, that's horrible, because then they can get into buildings and, like, hunt you down, bro. That's terrifying.
Alien, despite technically being a terrestrial animal forced onto land. Its body is also covered in thousands of smaller parasitic creatures,
That's horrible, bro. Thousands of smaller versions of itself are hunting you through the streets.
The size of dogs, creating a horrifying second layer of danger beyond the monster itself. And honestly, those parasites may be more terrifying than Clover itself. These smaller creatures move in coordinated packs, hiding in closed areas.
I have a tough hat, bro. Check this out. 1 second, it spins. I'm the prop guy. I might get the Iron Man helmet out later. If we get 10 more subs off this stream, I'll put the Iron Man helmet on.
It's like subway tunnels and buildings, climb walls and ceilings like spiders, and attack humans on sight.
I hate spiders. I freaking hate spiders with a passion.
Victims bitten by them don't just normally die. The infection rapidly causes dizziness, internal bleeding, vomiting blood, and eventually a violent expansion of the body before the victim literally explodes from the inside. What makes Clover essentially unsurvivable is that there's no real safe zone once the attack begins. The military throws tanks, missiles, bombs, helicopters, and overwhelming firepower at the creature with little effect for most of the film. Buildings collapse, streets become death traps, bridges—
Okay, here's my question though. Do the smaller guys have to stay within a close vicinity of the big Clover dude or whatever? Or, like, do they just have free roam to, like, go anywhere in the world? Or, like, anywhere in the country that Clover's at? Because you could escape. Like, I'm not living in the city anyways because stuff like this happens in movies. And also, I don't like cities that much. I guess we'll find out.
Subways filled with parasites, and even evacuation routes quickly become overcrowded or destroyed. And because Clover itself behaves more like a terrified, enraged animal than a calculated predator, its movements become unpredictable and impossible to anticipate. If you somehow found yourself in a Cloverfield-style event, your only realistic chance of survival would be immediate evacuation before the military quarantine fully collapses. Avoid underground tunnels entirely, stay away from—
Oh, the Freedom Dorito. That's fire. I love that ship.
Enclosed spaces where parasites may gather, and get as far away from major urban centers as possible. Fighting either Clover or the parasites directly would be almost pointless, because with Clover you're not surviving a monster encounter, you're surviving the collapse of an entire city.
Oh my gosh. Got hit with an ad again, chat.
Game you're not ready for.
I could survive Clover fairly easily, chat. Alright, give me a boat. I'm gonna pretend that those things can't swim. I don't know. You really just have to flee the area for Clover. 1-0 me, bro. Threat level insane. 4.39%. Okay, these are scary. A Quiet Place, that's a pretty scary movie. Personally, I think I would just live by a river. You're pretty much safe by the river. Anything that mutes your sound. And I would just have like an aux around me at all times, like the girl with the headphones. Super easy to survive.
The Death Angels from A Quiet Place are one of the most terrifying movie monsters ever created, because surviving them requires perfection every second of the day, and the moment you even make the smallest mistake, you die. Unlike many creatures that hunt selectively or can be reasoned with, the Death Angels operate entirely on instinct, attacking anything that produces sound with overwhelming speed and brutality. Their arrival alone was enough to collapse human civilization within a matter of months. These creatures arrived on Earth inside meteorites, surviving the impact due to their near indestructible armor and biology, adapted for an extreme world with harsher gravity and no light. Because they evolved in complete darkness, they are completely blind. But to compensate, they developed incredibly sensitive hearing, capable of detecting even the faintest noise from long distances away. A dropped object, a whisper, a footstep, a crying child, or...
Do I remember the Court Crew boys? Yeah, I remember y'all, bro. I remember you, Kellen.
Or even a ringing phone is enough to immediately attract them. Physically, the Death Angels are absolute...
What if y'all got a fart, though? That would be kind of sorry. If you died solely because you couldn't hold in a fart, and one of these freakers just jumps through your roof, and that's how you died, is because you just, like... You ran out of rations, so you had to go to, like, an old, broken-down Taco Bell to get like a taco or something. You just let out a massive fart and then you just get instantly slimed out.
Nightmare.
That's probably how I would die.
Their bodies are covered in armor strong enough to resist gunfire, explosives, missiles, and most conventional weapons.
Except for freaking a speaker, bro. Which is infinite ammo. You don't even need an actual gun against these guys. The jet ski's going good, Callan. I just haven't had time to actually fix it yet, but we have all the parts that we need.
They move on all fours with terrifying speed, can leap great distances, climb walls and ceilings, tear through steel barriers.
Callan, you're not going to believe it, bro. Ethan just texted me free Thursday and Friday if you want to work on the jet ski. That's insane timing. I wonder if Smalls is in the live. Are you in the live, Smalls? How did you know to text me that, bro? That's crazy. Smalls literally just texted me about the jet ski.
Barriers and effortlessly overpower humans. And what makes them even worse,
not this human,
is that they don't seem to kill for food. They kill almost purely as an instinctive reaction to sound itself, meaning there's no negotiating, distracting them emotionally, or hoping they'll lose interest once they catch you. What makes Death Angels nearly impossible to survive isn't just the monsters themselves, it's the lifestyle they force humanity into. In their world, survival means living in near complete silence forever. You cannot scream, you cannot run loudly, you cannot accidentally drop something in your own home. Every daily...
I'm lagging out. That's not good. Sorry, I should have streamed upstairs. I'm getting tired, y'all.
Activity becomes life-threatening. One small mistake from anyone around you can instantly bring death to your location. Even military forces struggle to stop them. Tanks, firearms, bombs, and heavy weaponry were almost ineffective because of their armor. Entire cities collapsed within days of the invasion. And once one Death Angel hears something, others often follow shortly after. Meaning a single noise can quickly turn into multiple creatures converging on the same area. There's technically one known weakness. Their sensitive hearing can be overloaded with high-frequency sound waves, forcing their armored headplates to open and exposing vulnerable flesh underneath. but realistically, most people would never discover this weakness before being killed. And even if you did, successfully using it under pressure while remaining silent enough to kill it is another challenge entirely. So if you existed in the world of A Quiet Place, survival wouldn't depend on strength. It would depend on whether you could stay silent every hour of every day for the rest of your life. And eventually, almost nobody can do that perfectly.
I'm also pretty sure they can't go in water, though. So I would just live on like a lake boat. But then, nope, there we go again with the conspiracy. You still gotta go to land and get food and water and fresh water and all that. Actually, could you live on a lake boat, like on a lake boat full time? No. You'd run out of toilet paper. You would actually run out of toilet paper, then what would you do? Exactly. You can't live on a lake boat. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a manatee, bro. I could beat the heck out of this thing.
Need to run Windows on your Mac?
Oh my goodness.
Parallels Desktop makes it simple to integrate.
The graboids from Tremors may almost seem goofy at first glance, compared to other movie monsters at least. But realistically, surviving them would be an absolute nightmare. Unlike creatures that simply chase you around on land, graboids turn the ground itself into hostile territory. The moment they detect movement beneath you, nowhere feels safe anymore. These massive subterranean predators can grow over 30 feet long, weigh up to 20 tons, and move underground at speeds faster than a human can run. They hunt using an extremely advanced vibration sensing system, meaning every footstep, vehicle engine, voice, or movement immediately gives away your position.
Again, chat, live on a lake boat. Is your favorite on the Baldwin Bulldog basketball team? What do you mean is my favorite? Are you talking about favorite ball boy?
And because they spend nearly their entire lives beneath the surface, victims often don't even realize they're being hunted until the ground erupts beneath them. Physically, graboids are terrifyingly powerful. Their armored bodies allow them.
That would actually suck. If you're just in like a shop and you just get pulled into a sinkhole, that would suck. That's okay. I respect these things a little more now. I didn't know they could go through like hard. Favorite basketball teammate? Bro, I can't even answer that, bro. I love all my boys. I love all my boys, bro.
To smash through concrete, drag vehicles underground, collapse buildings, and overpower large animals with ease. Their primary method of attack involves massive snake-like tentacles called grabbers, which extend from their mouths to seize prey and drag it directly in their jaws. And perhaps worst of all, they're intelligent. Throughout the films, graboids repeatedly learn from failed attacks, adapt to traps, and change tactics after observing human behavior. What makes them especially difficult to survive is the traditional escape methods only work temporarily. Climbing onto rooftops, rocks, or vehicles may buy you time. But the graboids are patient ambush predators. If they can't reach you immediately, they'll often wait hours or even days for you to make a mistake. And if they can undermine the structure beneath you, they simply collapse it instead. There are weaknesses, technically. Loud explosions can overwhelm their vibration-sensitive senses, and they struggle with solid rock or terrain they cannot burrow through effectively. Fast vehicles...
Just live on a mountaintop, Loki. That would also... I think that would get you out of this one.
And horses have also managed to outrun them in some situations. But realistically, unless you already know exactly what you're dealing with and happen to be near stable high ground or transportation, most people would never survive their first encounter. And somehow, the graboids get even worse once you realize a giant underground worm isn't actually the final stage of their life cycle. One of the most horrifying aspects of the creatures in the Tremors franchise is that they constantly evolve into new forms, with each stage developing completely different abilities that makes them even harder to survive. What starts as a single underground predator eventually turns into an entire ecosystem of monsters. The standard graboid is the form most people recognize, a massive subterranean worm-like predator that hunts using vibrations beneath the ground. But after consuming enough food, the graboid eventually dies, only for multiple smaller creatures called shriekers to burst out of its body. Unlike graboids, shriekers can move above ground at high speed and hunt using heat vision, making...
Bro, these things are insanely overpowered. Heat vision and vibration sensing. That's ridiculous.
Hiding much more difficult. They reproduce rapidly, and the more they eat, the faster the situation spirals out of control. And then things somehow escalate even further with the—
What is that, bro? Don't tell me that thing can fly. They can kill you on all 3 levels if this thing can fly.
final stage, the Ass Blaster. These creatures—
The Ass Blaster? Y'all gonna come up with a better name? Are we serious?
Creatures develop the ability to launch themselves through the air using explosive chemical bursts from their bodies, effectively giving them limited flight. Unlike—
It literally, okay. An Ass Blaster. It actually shot like plutonium liquid out of its butt cheeks, and it's flying at these people. That might be the worst movie like CGI I've ever seen.
The slower ambush-focused graboid stage, Ass Blasters are aggressive, mobile, and capable of covering huge distances quickly. Before dying, they lay eggs that eventually hatch into new graboids, restarting the entire cycle again.
The Ass Blaster is the final stage of evolution, bro. That's hilarious. Okay. I don't want to survive these guys. It's weird they have a higher survival chance than the Death Angels. Oh, screw this guy, bro. I hate this guy.
Mater, the ancient Jotun from The Ritual, is one of the most hopeless movie monsters to encounter, because she doesn't just hunt your body, she hunts your trauma, your guilt, and your mind. Unlike creatures that simply kill on sight, Mater psychologically breaks people down long before they die, forcing them into complete submission or a horrific death deep within her forest. According to the cultists who worship her, Mater is an ancient offspring of Loki that has existed for centuries inside—
Loki? Loki's my guy, bro. Loki's one of the homies.
The forests of northern Sweden. She appears as a massive elk-like abomination with glowing eyes.
From night hunting. Like, I always have a sidearm on me in case. Because I'm mag dumping this thing if I get, like, a clear line of sight. What is your favorite movie? Dude, there's so many good ones. Probably, I'm going to say Lego Batman movie. Do you want to hear me try to do the Lego Batman laugh, Callan? I'm not going to do it until you say you won't. Until holy crap. I'm not going to do the Lego Batman laugh until someone in chat says they want me to do it.
Forests around her. But what makes Mater terrifying is how intelligent and manipulative she is. She specifically targets emotionally vulnerable people, those carrying grief, guilt, shame, fear, or trauma. Once marked by her, victims begin suffering—
Oh, this guy was a sissy, bro. I remember this night. This guy watched his friend die at a bar. Like, he watched his friend get beat up in front of him. That's crazy. This guy is so sorry, dude. I remember this now.
Hallucinations, nightmares, and visions tied directly to the worst moments of their lives. She forces people to relive their trauma repeatedly until they mentally collapse enough to worship her willingly. Those who submit are allowed to live under her protection as part of her cult. Those who refuse are brutally sacrificed, often hung from trees deep within the forest. Physically, surviving Mater is almost impossible. She possesses immense strength, shrugs off bullets and axe strikes with little damage, moves silently through the woods despite her enormous size, and appears to—
That's little damage, chat, not zero damage, which means if you go in there guns blazing, there's a chance that you win.
Total control over her domain. The forest itself almost feels alive around her. Victims become lost, disoriented, trapped in circles, and psychologically exhausted before she even fully reveals herself. And because she can shapeshift and create realistic illusions, you may not even realize you're looking at her until it's already too late. And the worst part is that escaping Mater isn't just about outrunning a monster, it's about resisting her psychologically. Throughout the film, she repeatedly forces Luke to kneel before her, offering the same false peace and immortality she offers her cultists. In many ways, Mater behaves less like an animal, and more like an ancient pagan god demanding worship through fear and suffering. There's technically one major limitation. Mater's power appears tied directly to her forest. Once someone escapes beyond the forest boundary, she cannot follow. But realistically, reaching that point alive while injured, terrified, sleep deprived, and psychologically manipulated would be incredibly difficult for most people.
Oh, is that lower than the Death Angels? I don't know, it's whatever. What is this? I have no idea what this is.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.
The creature from The Host is one of the most terrifying movie monsters I remember watching as a kid. And before we continue, we're simply going to refer to the creature as a host throughout this segment, because I have no idea how to say the original Korean name, but I'll have the official name shown on screen. Unlike ancient gods or supernatural demons, the host was created entirely through human negligence, after large amounts of toxic formaldehyde were dumped into the water, mutating an aquatic organism into a horrifying apex predator. The result is a massive fish-like abomination, capable of moving—
Oh my gosh, bro. He just grabbed her face and threw her into the ground. Bro, that girl was just minding her own business on the bench.
Horrifying apex predator. The result is a massive fish-like—
Oh my gosh, bro. You got 13 missing assignments. You're just working on your homework, listening to music on the park. And you just get face grabbed and dribbled into the pavement.
abomination, capable of moving through both water and land with terrifying speed. Its appearance alone is deeply unsettling. Gray skin, a segmented jaw filled with teeth, gills behind its mouth, a massive tongue, deformities around its eyes, and an unnatural body structure that looks like multiple sea creatures fused together into one living mutation.
Yeah, the fat guy's cooked. That's why you gotta stay in shape, chat, or you're gonna end up like this guy.
What makes the host
never mind, I thought he was about to get eaten.
Especially dangerous is how unpredictable it feels. Despite its bulky appearance, it can sprint extremely fast, leap across terrain, climb underneath bridges, and use its powerful tail almost like an extra arm to grab prey. During attacks, it causes complete chaos within seconds, throwing cards aside, smashing through crowds, and dragging victims away before people even understand what's happening. And unlike many giant monsters that simply kill immediately, the host often captures people alive and stores them deep inside sewer systems to consume later. Victims trapped there are left injured, starving, terrified, and surrounded by partially consumed corpses while the host periodically returns to feed. One of its most disturbing behaviors is checking if prey is still alive by licking them with its massive tongue before killing.
Oh, freaky monster, bro. Freaky ass monster. A little bit of echo, but it looks so good. Okay, that's good. That's what I like to hear, Leo. That's good comms. I need to get a headset and a mic, like a decent one.
Killing them if they move. And once it finishes feeding, it regurgitates piles of bones and indigestible remains back into the sewer. Physically, surviving an encounter with the host would be extremely difficult. It shrugs off shotgun blasts.
I mean, yeah, if you're getting dragged into the sewers, there's like no possible chance of you getting out of there, I don't think.
Survives fire, tanks chemical weapons, and continues fighting after taking massive injuries. At the same time, it's also intelligent enough to fake being unconscious or lure prey into lowering their guard before attacking again. That combination of brute strength and animal cunning makes it far deadlier than just a mindless monster. And honestly, what makes the creature even more disturbing is that it's not evil in the traditional sense. It behaves more like a mutated animal walking through humanity's own actions.
Yes, sir, Leo. We on the day shift now, twin. We're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff in the afternoons.
Driven entirely by instinct and survival, which makes the entire situation feel far more believable and far more terrifying.
Oh my goodness. Bro's out of ammo. What we got next? Oh my gosh, I freaking hate this movie.
The Smile entity from Smile may honestly be one of the
Ew.
most impossible movie monsters to survive. Not because it's the strongest physically, but because once the curse begins, you can no longer trust your own mind. Unlike creatures you can outrun or
Gross.
fight,
Stop.
the Smile entity attacks psychologically, slowly breaking its victims down over several days until they completely lose their grip on reality. The entity itself is an ancient demonic force that spreads like a chain reaction. Once someone witnesses a victim brutally killing themselves while wearing that horrific smile, the curse transfers to the witness and the cycle begins again. From there, the victim is psychologically tortured almost non-stop. Hallucinations, nightmares, fake conversations, disturbing smiling people.
Bro, okay, that's kind of funny though. Word. Oh, I accidentally muted it.
Begin escalating day by day until the person becomes completely isolated and
in basketball, I'm gonna go with Leo Callan. Definitely Leo. He's playing in college, bro. Come on now.
mentally shattered. What makes the Smile entity especially terrifying is how manipulative and intelligent it really is. It doesn't simply
Ew, I don't remember that scene.
Scare people. It studies them. It reads their trauma, guilt, insecurities, fears, and memories, then weaponizes those things against them. The entity often disguises itself as loved ones, therapists, friends, strangers, or even multiple people at once, making it nearly impossible for the victim to know what's real anymore. And the worst part is that the demon can manipulate perception so perfectly that victims may genuinely believe they escaped or defeated it, only to realize it was another hallucination the entire time. Its true form is far worse than the smiling.
Ew. Why is it showing this on YouTube, bro? It's supposed to be a child-friendly video.
Hallucinations.
This is not child-friendly.
Theories within this it. Traditional waves of
Alright, I'm
motivation
skipping this,
reanimating
bro.
alone with transferring the curse onto them instead, which
Chat. Sue me, bro. Okay? It's not a child-appropriate video. Alright. And also, I hate that entity. The last subject, what do we got? It's gonna be alien. Oh, okay.
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask.
Alright, y'all, this is the last monster, and then I'm gonna go to bed, probably.
the xenomorph from Alien is horrifying because it doesn't simply kill you, it uses you. Every stage of its existence is built entirely around hunting, infecting, reproducing, and expanding its hive. And what makes this species so terrifying is that it feels less like an animal and more like the perfect biological weapon. At first glance, the adult—
Chat, I am the perfect biological weapon, bro. Humans, like, we are the perfect biological weapon, bro. I'm taking an alien down.
xenomorph already looks nightmarish enough, standing roughly 7 to 9 feet tall. The creature possesses a black biomechanical exoskeleton, elongated head, razor-sharp claws, and incredibly long tail tipped with a blade-like stinger. And one of the most iconic features in horror history, its secondary inner jaw, which launches forward like a piston to punch directly through bone and skull. Its blood is an extremely corrosive molecular acid capable of melting through metal, meaning injuring one can be just as dangerous as fighting it directly. But the real horror begins long before the adult stage.
And they're not even bulletproof, bro. They're shooting them out.
Xenomorph life cycle is arguably one of the most disturbing in all of science fiction. It starts with an egg, which opens when sensing nearby life forms. From inside emerges a facehugger, a spider-like parasite
That's terrifying. I freaking hate spiders. That's terrifying.
It leaps onto a victim's face, wraps its tail around their throat, and implants an embryo down its host's airway. The victim often survives initially, only to later suffer one of the most infamous scenes in horror history. The chest bursts are violently erupting through their chest cavity while they're still alive. From there, the infant creature rapidly mutates into a fully grown xenomorph within only a few hours.
Kill it, bro. What are you doing? Stand around.
Xenomorphs are unbelievably intelligent predators. They hunt silently through vents, ceilings, shadows, and darkness, often stalking prey for extended periods before striking. They can understand ambush tactics, environmental manipulation, and even teamwork. Some have intentionally sacrificed other xenomorphs so their acidic blood can melt through prison cells and contaminated units. Others have learned to operate machinery simply through observation. They aren't mindless monsters. They adapt, strategize, and evolve constantly.
What did John do to you when he found out you popped his tire on his trailer? Oh, we're fine. I just paid for it. It was like $150, I think. But I'm pretty good at talking my way out of stuff, Callan, so we're good.
What makes a species even more dangerous is their genetic adaptation. A xenomorph absorbs traits from whatever host it was born from. Human-spawned xenomorphs are upright and intelligent. Dog-spawned runners become faster and more animalistic. And pred aliens born from Yautja hosts become street. There's a hive capable around special together with and survivingly low. They can survive attack from massive almost.
I want to get to the last
if you
one.
encounter
This guy's just glazing these things.
more than one. Looking at some of the most terrifying movies.
What's my next one? Or is that it?
So after looking at some of the most terrifying movie monsters ever put on screen, one thing becomes very clear. Survival against many of these creatures is almost impossible. Whether it's cosmic entities that manipulate your mind.
Alright, y'all. I think that's going to be it for the night, low-key. Your boy's tired. I was up late editing, and then I had to get up for work. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Appreciate y'all for hopping in. And we'll see you another night. Peace out. Love y'all.